I've been thinking a lot lately. Got let's see, circuses in town. um, this is my, this is what I think about. This is what I think about on a daily basis, at least. Let's see.
Hey. Wow, honey.
Hi.
Your brain's a mess.
My brain's a mess. Welcome to Jessica's brain. Let's see. What do we got going on? Oh, here's that book. Here's my book I'm working on. Yeah, that's here. Yeah. I gotta mow the lawn. Circuses in town. I think.
KitchenAid mixer there.
Yeah, I gotta make food tomorrow. So and they said it was gonna rain this week, so I've really been thinking a lot about the rain and what I'm gonna do with the kids and here's my wallet because I think about that and here's my mail. Yeah. Here's all my mail and I think there's God's around here somewhere. I think wait, hold on. I think I found
some books there.
Oh, here's my Bible. Here's my Bible. Oh, and I got some
just to spend some time on that.
The kids, since I homeschool. And there's that art project I've been meaning to do.
What are my golf clubs doing in your brain?
Oh, your golf clubs, because I think about you all the time, man. Getting you on tour and there's the laundry and yeah.
All right. So we need to clear your brain here.
You're gonna clear my brain?
Yeah.
Okay. Help me clear my brain.
Okay, video audience,
You're gonna clear my brain?
We'll be right back.
I can give all my cares over to you.
Not to me, but to God you can.
Well, this is my brain.
How do we pause this?
Help me.
Can I just hit stop?
Yeah. Okay.
We'll be right back.
Wow. What just happened?
We just cleared out your brain. Glad I got my golf clubs back.
Wow, I feel so liberated now.
Now what do we have to focus on?
Wow. So,
notepad and
welcome to Tuesday night's episode of Wholehearted Ministries. We're back, and my brain is significantly clearer than it was earlier. Guess what today's topic is, or happens to be? It's being organized and organizing of everything, but I would say that you can't organize anything until you can organize your brain, probably. So, since you have been asked a lot recently on how to organize your brain and what you do to help organize your brain, because you're running a lot of projects right now, could you help us help our friends clear their brains like you so masterfully helped me clear mine?
What I found over the last 6 months of applying some basic fundamentals, but doing them continuously over and over and getting good at them, is that the key to being in the zone and being fired up for God, being focused on God, and being able to run your day and your week the way God would have you do it. It's not so much that we need to get into the zone, but what God's revealed to me is that what we need to do is get all of the things that are in the zone with us out.
You mean I can't keep your golf clubs in my brain forever?
Oh, well, I'd like them back if I can get them. I'd like to use them. Actually, this weekend would be nice. It doesn't rain. But being able to look at our lives as seeing that we're in the glory, we are in the anointing every day of our life by accepting Christ and walking out the life that God has for us by staying in the Word. However, television, work, family obligations, anything that we want to do or enjoy in life, a lot of times it takes time and effort and resources to do it. And so what we need to remember is that, and I speak for myself most as the worst example, is that there's a lot of things that can try to crowd the Word out of our lives. And so it's not that we need to get into the Word as much as we need to get everything that's keeping us from being in the Word in our head and in our minds out. And so over the last month, I've been able to sit down with probably 30 to 40 people and just share with them what's happened to me in the last 6 to 8 months after applying some basic principles from a book called Getting Things Done. And Getting Things Done is definitely a book about execution and a book about strategies on how to collect ideas and thoughts as they come to you and then process those ideas. But the main thing that it's done is it's allowed me to spend a whole lot more time thinking about what I'm doing right now at the moment.
I find it really interesting. I was listening to Oral Roberts' memorial, and I think you heard this part too, but his daughter said that whenever he would be with somebody, he wouldn't be texting, he wouldn't be Facebooking, he wouldn't be on the phone. It was like 100% undivided attention to somebody. And I guess that the question is when we've got 100 million things bugging us, like dog food and cat food and learn to play golf and learn to knit, how are we able to focus all of our attention on the person we're trying to minister or just, trying to be a friend with? Forget, some of us can't even think about ministering to somebody when we can't even, be a good friend to somebody because we've got so much stuff in our minds. And so how would you, in getting things done, or like the condensed version the sake of our friends, how do you get rid of all that stuff?
The first thing to look at is that he talks about two disciplines. One being a discipline of control, which is control over the details of life. Glenn Bland calls it mastery of the details of life, which is the most highly elevated level of discipline and work ethic. And the second is perspective. And what Getting Things Done addresses is that most time management or workflow management disciplines start with perspective. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Then let's back it down to 3, then 1. Then where do you want to be 30, 60, 90?
Yeah, that doesn't go so well for me, considering Jesus says don't worry about tomorrow. So
Exactly.
So how am I supposed to do that?
So what Getting Things Done talks about is it reverses it and said, let's start with right now. Let's start with what Jessica and I call moment-by-moment faith in being able to make the right types of snap decisions so that you can focus and refocus throughout your day as interruptions and new opportunities present themselves. And so there are 5 disciplines or 5 stages to mastering control over the details. The first one is to collect. And just imagine a paper inbox. And I have 2. I have a paper inbox and an email inbox. But the first thing is to be able to understand that if something is out there and it's not in one of those 2 inboxes and it hasn't had a decision made on it, that it's time to collect that and put it in a place to process at a later point.
So all that stuff that was in my brain, this first thing was I need to find a place to put it.
First, we need to find a place to put it. And in your brain is not where it goes.
So as soon as I get an idea, I need to get rid of it.
That's right. And so what I do is I just take a little loose leaf notebook like this, and I actually learned this from an old boss of mine. What I do is I start on the last page and work forward toward the front page with action items, things that come up that need to be done, that this represents my inbox. So I go, in my meeting notes, I'll go left to right, like normal. But then when I come up with an action item, when I'm processing my meeting notes and think of something I need to do, I'll take an action item and start with the back page and work forward. That represents stage 1 of getting things done, which is simply to collect all the thoughts as they come up and get them out of your head and onto something that you can trust.
So I should take a notebook with me when I'm driving in the car and I think of something that I need to do when I get home and just put it down on the paper and trust that I'll come back to it and address it.
That's part of it. That's part of it. Collecting is part of it. The second part of it, stage 2, is to process, and that's really as often as needed. I try to process everything to 0. All my inboxes need to be processed to 0. I try to do it every day. If not every day, I usually get to it every other day. And that's taking every email, every paper, every notebook, every bill or piece of letter or mail that comes in and it goes into any of my 2 inboxes, and after it's been collected, I process it. And that simply means I'm going to decide, what does this thing mean, and what's the next thing that needs to be done about it?
Well, I think we should definitely keep talking about this next week and talk about processing our thoughts since we've now learned how to get rid of them. We write them down on paper and we trust the process. So thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for helping. And next
we'll come
week
back
we'll
with
come
the other steps in a later time. But just
processing.
In closing, I would say that the simple process of having a specific place in a notebook, a system that you've got, where you can take an idea or a thought and immediately get it out of your head and ready for review at a later time. That process has done more to free my mind up so that I can focus on what I'm doing right now, which is doing this video blog and focusing on the Word, than any time management process or strategy I've learned.
Or goal setting forever.
Or goal setting. That's right.
We love you.
Great being with you. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.